In the name of Allah. Lavisa was no ordinary girl. When other children consumed Cerelac as their first meal, she was fond of eating kheer. But as she grew up, her friends started teasing her by calling her Laziza. Therefore, she decided to give up on her favorite meal. Lavisa was an intelligent girl, and from a very young age, she excelled in her studies and made everyone fond of her. All the children in her school, college, and university wanted to sit by her side in the classroom so that they can easily cheat during tests from her copy. Lavisa realized that the world around her is full of selfish people, therefore, she would leave her country as soon as she got a chance to do so. Very soon, she got an admission at a foreign university and she left her homeland to pursue higher education. As soon as she landed at her new destination, she took out her old smartphone and started searching for the cheapest Airbnb option available, which led her to a house located in the rural areas that was far away from the city. The road to her location was very scary, but Lavisa was a very brave girl, and besides, whenever she came across something that was available for a very cheap price, she would instantly turn into Goku with an unimaginable strength. As she arrived at the evil location, she realized that she has seen this terrible house somewhere before. She was about to knock at the door when she was welcomed by the foul, wretched odor of something evil. She instantly started smelling her clothes, as she hadn't taken a bath for many days. But soon she saw the sewage water flowing at a small distance right next to the house, and instantly it reminded her of her beloved dumb friend Umairica.
Wow, the same exact gutter used to be outside Umairica's house as well. That silly dumb piece of rotten cake.
She gave a knock at the door. Tuck, 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 tuck. So someone called her from inside.
Come in. The door is open.
As soon as she stepped inside, a cobweb stuck to her face, and while she struggled to remove it, she also wiped off all of her makeup. And suddenly, as Lolita turned to her right, she screamed at the sight of the most horrific woman she ever saw. When she gathered her senses, she realized that she only saw a reflection of herself without makeup in the mirror. The memory of dumb Umairica brought a smile to her face. Again, when she reminisced the time when they both used to curse each other jokingly.
You dumb rotten piece of fruit.
You piece of rotting dead animal!
Have you looked at your size, you big fat elephant?
Have you ever looked yourself in the mirror without makeup? You can scare a witch. She smiled and said to herself that Umairica was a dumb crazy fool, but he was my best buddy. By the time I'll be back in my country after my studies, he will probably be dead. Saliza advanced into the room and spoke loudly. Is there anyone here? I have come here to be a paying guest at this rotting facility. A voice greeted Mamacita from a far corner of this house, a room that was completely dark.
Come in. I am waiting for you right here.
Sangeeta started moving towards the room with her shaking knees and saw a woman sitting on a chair with her hairs covering up her face lightly, but the light from the mosquito repellent lamp was showcasing the silhouette of this woman. Papita greeted this woman. The woman nodded her head in appreciation and signaled her to sit beside her. The woman said that her name is Lamia, and then she started asking Lavisa a bunch of questions, such as where is she from, which university is she attending, at what time will she be back at the house, when will she leave the house in the morning, etc. Lavisa also inquired a few things from this lady, like does anyone else live here, what are the arrangements for food, or does Lavisa have to arrange that herself. In the end, Lavisa said that she is okay with this place and that she will stay here as long as she doesn't find any place fit for her which is nearer to her university. Upon hearing these words, Lamia, who was getting up from her chair, stood still for 2 seconds. Then she stood up and while going towards the door of her room, she said,
Who gave you the idea that you will get to live here only for a few days.
Lavisa felt uneasy with the words that fell upon her eardrums, and she cleared the wax from her ear and asked Lamia, "What is the meaning of your statement?" Instantly, Lamia turned around, and in the light of the blue color of the night lamp, Lamia's face was clearly visible, which was completely pale, and she had nails stuck all over her face. She started staring at Lavisa and screamed at her.
You will only be able to go when I will let you go away from here.
Lavisa started screaming frantically and ran out of the room, and she pushed the evil witch and was lucky enough to get out of the house. The atmosphere outside the house was very haunting, but she kept running away from the house. The witch screamed at her.
Now that my heart is attracted to you, you may run as far as you want to, but you will eventually be mine.
Lavisa turned around one last time to look at the witch, and her head was rotating around her neck like a basketball. Lavisa managed to arrive at the main road where she was about to be hit by a speeding car, but she survived. Two young girls sitting in the car got scared of Lavisa when they saw her without makeup, but Lavisa assured them that she is not an alien and she is just like them. Upon hearing this, the girls smiled and agreed that they look exactly the same at night when they take off their makeup. Those girls gave Lavisa a lift, and upon hearing her story, they hugged her and assured her that they are also studying in a university and one of the girls live in a hostel nearby, and that the next morning Lavisa may come along with them and get herself a room at the hostel. Lavisa felt a relief and she fell asleep. After a while, as she opened her eyes, she was greeted by the parents of the other girl who welcomed her to spend the night with them. Next morning, Lavisa went to the hostel along with these girls, and after taking care of all the general formalities, she proceeded towards her room. The warden of the hostel called her from behind and asked her that how long she plans to live in this hostel. To which Lavisa replied, "Well, if I like the place, then I'll stay here till the end of my studies." The warden smiled and waved her goodbye. But as soon as Lavisa turned around, she again felt the stench of Umair's boiling gutter entering her nostrils. Lolita stopped, and as she turned around, she saw Lamia and those two girls, with their faces covered in nails, who instantly pounced upon her.
मर गई, हाय मैं मर गई.
Thank you.